Hey guys, this is my Canyon Aeroad 6.0. Today it's time for some maintenance. I'm going to be changing the front and rear tire and also the chain and the front gears. If you want some tips about how to keep your gears in perfect condition, keep watching. I don't like working on a dirty bike, so first a quick bike wash. Okay, so the bike is clean. Now it's time to break the chain. Put some new chain rings on in the front and put a new chain on. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So I've got some chains and here's the new chain rings. I actually bought a whole crank set because the crank set itself with the chain rings was only 30 euros more expensive. So I figured it was a good deal. So I'm going to replace the whole thing. Starting with breaking the chain, and I'm gonna explain what this thing does. So to see if your chain is still in good condition, you use this tool. It says how to use it. There's two sides. Always use the 0.75 side first. Put it in and lay it down on the chain. If it doesn't drop in, it's okay. You don't have to replace the chain yet. If it does drop in like this, then it says replace the chain. The other side, 1mm side, if this side drops in, you probably have to change the cassette as well, because when your chain gets longer, everything will wear out very fast. Have a look where to break the chain. If you see this is the brake pin I used to put this chain on. Shimano describes exactly where to put it in. They say put it on this side of the link. It will be stronger than when you put it on here. I'll put the link to a manual to show exactly what I mean. Never break a chain on a brake pin. If I would push out this pin again, I'll damage the chain. You can throw it away. I actually don't want to throw this away because I'm going to use this chain later. I'm going to be breaking this link on the left side. I put in the chain breaker. Make sure this is pushing. Always check if you've done the correct thing. Now I've got another tool. This is an old spoke. If you want to make it easy for yourself, take a spoke, put it in like this. You'll lose the tension on the chain. It's easier to work. Now you start pushing out the pin. It clicks once. You'll feel some pressure. And then the pressure releases. That means the whole pin is out. Take out, and there it is. Here's the pin, and this is your chain. Be careful that it doesn't slip, because you'll damage your frame. Now you can pull it out. To loosen up your pedals, always turn backwards. Shouldn't be tight now. You can't just pull off a crank, you need to lift the little lip which is inside. Lift it up and then take it off. There's a little pin in here which prevents, it goes in this hole, which will prevent your crank from falling off. And the other side just slides out. Here we go. Old crank set off, on with the new. I use this medium grease. You can always use small grease or large grease. I use medium grease. Sticky finger. Someone tell you different, but I don't really care what I put in, as long as it is greased up a bit. Slide it in. Okay, put the other side of the crank on. Same thing. Make sure you lift up this little lip. Here we go. Okay, turn the cranks. Make sure you turn them one by one. It says tighten to 12 to 14 Newton meters. If you want to do it correctly, use a torque meter. Alright, now I'm going to do this like this, and I will check the torque later. So, chain rings, I went from 52-36 to a 50-34. I have a big ride coming up in the Alps, so I want to be able to shift a little bit lighter than the 36. So that's why I use this chain ring. I will have to change the derailleur as well, but not in this video. So now it's time to put on the new chain. Okay, so this is chain number 1. Came originally on the bike. I've ridden this from 0 to 1500 kilometers. This was chain number 2, which I put on after this one. I've ridden from 1500 to 2800 kilometers. Now I'm using chain number 3. This way I will always have a relatively new chain on the bike to keep the chain rings and the cassette in best condition. Eventually, if you don't do this, you'll have to buy a new chain anyway, but this way you will get much more lifetime out of your very expensive chain rings. So this chain has to be cut to length, so I'm gonna take the old chain, hold it next to the new one. You can see there's a difference here. It's only a small difference, but that's why I'm changing the chain so quickly, so I always keep a fresh chain and I don't wear out my gear. So I'm gonna break the chain on this link. Another thing, always break the chain in the same direction as you're gonna put in a new pin. The new pin is coming in this way because this chain has a directional side. This is the frame side, this is the open side. If you can read the letters when you look at your bike, you're doing good. I'm gonna push, this will be quite heavy. Click, it breaks. Push it all the way out. Here it is. So now the chain is on the correct length. As I said, there's a direction. This side has text, this side is blank. You have to be able to read the text. So I'm going to put on the chain like this. Make sure that you break the chain on this link and put this link in front. This is a bit of a puzzle in the beginning. Make sure you put it on the right side of this little knot, which is on the top, if you can see. And now just mingle it through the derailleur. And then I'm gonna get my super expensive special tool, which is an old spoke. Take off the tension. Here we go. Okay, so the new Shimano chain comes with a brake pin. This pin is gonna go in the chain the same way as you pushed the old pin out. So the old pin went out this way, new pin goes in this way. Just place it over there. Get your chain breaker. Okay. Make sure everything is nice and straight. And then you push the pin in the chain. We'll go heavy, light. This is light. Then you feel again some pressure. You have to push. Don't push too far. I always check in between if I push far enough. If it's smooth, you know you've done correctly. If it's not smooth, you either push too far or not far enough. It will stick out just a little bit on both sides. Just get one of these things and break the chain. So now it's on, and you've got a new chain rings. It's all good. Okay, that's it. Hope you liked my video. If you have any questions, post them down in the comments. And if you want to see me unbox and assemble this Aeroad, click on the video here. Okay, so that's it. I hope you like your. Okay, so that's it. I hope you. Okay, so that's it. I hope you like. You liked.